Okay, fire away.
Just thoughts on the game, how you guys played overall, and
I didn't think we played great by any stretch, but I thought from about the 8-minute mark to about the 5-minute mark of the second half, we were pretty good. What's that? About 23 minutes. But we weren't very good the first 12 minutes. I think the score was 13-11 after 12 minutes, and then we played pretty well. And then I didn't realize we missed 16 of our last 17 shots to end the game. So yeah, so that wasn't a good finish at all. But you know, I would have taken a 14-point win before the game all day long. And we had some individuals I think played pretty well, and the ball definitely moved well the first 10 or 12 minutes of the second half. I thought that's about the best we've looked offensively in a while.
How much value is there in not having to take one to the wire for a change?
I would think there's value. You know, when I was when we won in 08, I saw Billy Tubbs, and Billy Tubbs said, "I think you guys got a real shot to win it. How many close games have you played?" And I told him, he said, "That's perfect, because you don't want to play too many close games. It's exhausting." That was his opinion. Mm-hmm. And if that's a formula for success, not playing them, then we haven't really been very good at that this year, because we played a ton of them. But I still think there's value in winning games late. And you know, we've done a pretty good job, with the exception of 2 that got away from us. But you know, all in all, no, except for 3. I'm sorry, Texas Dayton and who was the other one?
Okay.
Yeah, Texas Dayton and no, I lost my mind here. Oh yeah, Kentucky. That's right, Texas Dayton and Tech. So that one really wasn't very close. But you know, for the most part, I think we've been decent in those situations. But it's nice to be able to not have to sweat every game.
And what did you think of Zach tonight, in kind of following up what he did the other day?
I thought he was active. You know, he a little excited. His balls didn't have a chance to go in tonight. You know, he tried to bank in a 3 at the top, and then his free throws were hard again. So adrenaline's a little bit different and that kind of stuff. So he can improve on that. But I thought, you know, he got 6 rebounds, and he was pretty active the first half. So I wasn't displeased at all. I thought he did fine.
Sticking with Clemens, he was the first big off the bench tonight instead of Mitch. Do you see that as a trend moving forward as the season goes on?
I wanted to give Zach a chance to play, and I thought this was a good opportunity to do so.
How much does he push your athleticism and all that ceiling anyway?
I think we're a more athletic team when he's in the game. I think Mitch is a better shot blocker, but I think Zach's you know, he's just, you know, at 6'10", a little bit longer makes a difference, I think. And you know, he may not be strong yet, but he's not soft, and you know, he'll get his nose in there, which is also good.
Bill, the team's really been focused on Ochai. What have you seen from him?
I thought he was great tonight. I thought he's great. I thought he was great against Oklahoma. I thought he moved without the ball great. I thought he did everything. You know, if you go back and watch the tape, there were times other people got shot just because he moved without the ball, and you can also go back and he's got to work so hard to get open because how people play him, and he's denying on one side of the floor, and the ball's reversed, and he's denying on the other side of the floor, and he's the only one that does that. So I think he's playing really well. 20 points on a night where he didn't shoot the ball well from the perimeter, I think is pretty good, because they were, you know, they even went triangle on 2 a couple of possessions, and they were obviously keying on him.
well, how much do you notice the offense open up when DeJuan's scoring the way he does in the first half?
Well, I didn't think the offense was any good in the first half until the last probably 6 minutes, 7 minutes, and then the lid came off and we made some threes. But yeah, Juan's got to be a threat. He didn't have to score 15 a game, but if he can get in that 8 to 12 range, it certainly helps us. And he's got a great floater. He usually makes that little floater, and of course tonight he knocked down a couple of threes as well.
With the attention with Ochai, is that conversations you guys have had to have, just as the mental
Yeah,
adjustment?
we
to
talked
that?
about it. We talked about it.
Did you
know.
see any moments of frustration though? Or
I saw some moments of frustration against Oklahoma. But, you know, everybody goes through that stuff, but I didn't see any tonight. I think he's playing loose. I think he's playing with joy. I think that he's really done a nice job. I told him, you know, when you watch Jaden Ivey play at Purdue, and just because they're similar positions, you know, when they beat Illinois last week, he's the best player there is. And then, you know, a couple of nights later, he's 2 for 9 and makes a shot to win the game on the last possession. So, but he was against Maryland, but he was 2 for 9. And I said, oh, just that happens with good players. You know, you're not always going to make shots, and people are going to be designed to stop you. But what those guys can do, they can make it easier for everybody else. You know, if you put 2 guys on a wide receiver, he may not get numbers, but it opens up somebody else because they get single coverage. I mean, that's kind of how I look at it, and I think Coach is starting to understand that as well.
Anything else? Gary?
What did you think of the free throws tonight? It seemed like Ochai was great, and did you actually address that at all?
No, I don't talk about free throws. So, I mean, I say, you know, we should make them, but I don't coach free throws. Never have, and that's probably not a good thing. But we practice them every day. But the more you make a big deal out of them, the more they think about it. So, and if you look at, you know, you got 2 guys that were 0 for 4 in the last, you know, when the game was over in the last minute and a half. So, you know, 19 to 23. That's how I look at stats and when the game was in balance. And 19 to 23 is, you know, we'd live with that any night.
You kind of mentioned this, and Juan said you weren't happy with the way you closed tonight.
No, it's awful. It's
Yeah.
awful. It's awful. So, you know, we had a 26-point lead with about 8 minutes left, and that should be a bench clearing deal at the 4-minute mark, and it wasn't. And then of course, you know, I'm not trying to be negative, but you can't get outscored 7-0 every last minute of a game, and that's what happened, you know, tonight when we subbed everybody. So, you know, those guys got to do better and close the game out, and they're more than capable of doing so. So, but it was still a good win, and it was never in doubt, and you know, I'm happy we got out of here without having to sweat too hard, but we still need to be better.
How is Jalen Coleman Lance doing? He was reported sick.
He had a migraine today, so we were hopeful that he could maybe rally and be available, but he couldn't. He was in quite a bit of pain. I didn't talk to him personally, just the doctors did. I didn't see him because we didn't know it until 3 o'clock when we went down for shoot around. So, but yeah, he hopefully it's a day-to-day deal, but we don't know any more right now.
All right, Coach, thank you.
Okay,
Coach.
thanks.